I don't know. Dangerous territory we're playing in here.
Well, you asked earlier how to fight back.
I did.
Now, it could actually be argued that the movie Men in Black and the subsequent sequels actually serve against the interests of the real Men in Black, as the movies portray them as a lovable organization protecting humanity, complete with like a cute song.
Really?
Propaganda.
I think if you want to take it really far, and this is my own thinking here, of course, influenced by the Invisibles, that if you believe that some movies are made for purposes other than money, that some movies are, in essence, magic rituals, then it could be that Men in Black was actually made to combat the evil tulpa entities accidentally created by Albert Bender.
It also did make a lot of money.
It did. It really did.
A bunch.
Wait, guys, and so can I actually then tell you? So I have actually been working on my Tommy Lee Jones impression.
Okay.
Can I do it now?
Okay.
Can I do it? Okay. I can't quit you.
I think that's Brokeback Mountain.
No.
It's not even an old person.
I can't quit you guys.
I think they were
Fix me.
They were in their 20s, I think, during that film.
Interesting. Better than not quitting you.
It's an impression, though, and so we're getting there.
Well, the Men in Black, they need fear. So
Okay.
if the tulpa theory is true, then it's possible that the real Men in Black share more with Tinkerbell than Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, Marcus, quit your scalding reviews of the Men in Black.
Well, I'm going there.
One star.
I'm going there. But on the other hand, Albert Bender's visions could have an explanation that is firmly rooted in known science.
Okay.
Epilepsy.
Yeah. He was smelling weird shit.
Yeah. Hallucinations, migraines, all of this could have been the result of single partial seizures, also known as Jacksonian epilepsy.
And also, I love this study. This was great, Marcus. I forgot about this.
Yeah, even the poltergeist activity mentioned could be linked to this, as it has been theorized that the unique neurological makeup in the brains of epileptics is firmly tied to RSPK, recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis.
Okay.
There's something about the way their neurons fire that could tap into some sort of telekinetic activity.
So does it make it less real, or is it still a real phenomenon?
This is always the question, Kissel.
Yes.
Like, this is a part of what we're talking about here, is that is perception then reality? Like, does it become real? Like, is there also a part of it or is every single thing that we now view in the paranormal umbrella, is it just science yet to be discovered?
Yeah. Now, even the trip to Antarctica by Albert Bender could have just been a hypnagogic waking dream. Hypnagogic being the state between wakefulness and sleep. Like, you know these types of dreams, like when you're about to go to sleep and suddenly you feel like you're falling.
Right.
Or you like have one of those dreams where the dream is set like halfway between your bedroom and your imagination.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It's like I woke up last night from a dead sleep. Imagine I had a water bottle squeezed between my legs and I was pissing, I was like shooting water all over the sidewalk. And then I woke up really having to pee.
There you go.
I actually had one of these while we were researching this. I had a dream that me and Henry were interrogating a man in black in my bedroom with Carolina sleeping right next to us.
All right.
So I was in a hypnagogic
Awesome.
state myself.
There it is.
Sweet, dude.
But perhaps most telling is what happened to Albert Bender in the mid-50s. That was when Albert Bender met his future wife, Betty.
Oh.
The two were married pretty soon after that, and from that point forward, as far as we know, there were no more visitations from the Men in Black.
Well, she just she put a stop to it.
Well, she just started having sex with him. And so we could stop, because a part of his fantasy, I don't even think we got to, was that when he was talking about when he went to Antarctica, is that he was also surrounded by 3 giant-breasted greys that were rubbing lotion all over his skin to cure his hypochondria.
Yeah.
And it got very graphic. And a part of it was that, and so now once he's got his wife doing the lotion rubbing, then he doesn't need to think about aliens all the time.
All right.
Which I think is a cop-out.
Honestly, that's the happiest ending that I can think of when it
No,
comes
is
to an
it?
alien expert or someone who's been visited by the Men in Black. He got married. He found love, Henry.
Yeah, he moved to California, managed a hotel for the rest of his life, and died happily at the age of 94.
94.
All I know is that
Wow.
my fiance and I are as deep involved in the alien scenario as two human beings could be together, and it provides us shooting. You need to find someone that's not going to deny the best part of you, and also because it makes it all steamy in the bedroom.
I don't know if he really regretted not being able to be haunted by the Men in Black any longer. I think she might have saved him.
I think he was very happy to put all that behind him.
Yeah, it seems very stressful.
Whatever. Never put down the torch.
Coming off and
I will never put down my sword and shield against the alien menace. But a part of this, so these are just some theories about what the Men in Black are, and we are just scratching the surface.
No, we're at the next episode. We got Mothman. We got the Mandela effect. We got time cops. We got vampires, and we got the great beast 666 himself, Aleister Crowley.
wow.
So good.
All right.
And also, nerds going renegade.
Yeah.
So this is just a little bit, man. We're just sticking our fucking toe in. I hope that you guys are ready for this next little leap, because one of my favorite things about this topic is about how deep, balls deep, it goes into all of it, dude. Just stirring that caulk around in that big old lump of sauce, man.
All right, it's a creepy subject, to say the least. I can't wait to delve deeper into it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
No, my favorite parts are still to come.
Very good.
And I actually did even have a better Tommy Lee Jones. This is actually real.
Okay.
Are you gonna?
This is real. Okay, this is much better. I got it.
If
now.
you say I
Okay?
don't want your life in the accent of James Vanderbeek, we have to end the show immediately.
I will not do that.
Okay.
I don't want your life.
That's the closest.
I didn't do it in the vein of James Vanderbeek.
Yeah, no, that sounded.
I don't want your life.
All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you all for giving to our Patreon. Without you, none of this is possible. Apologies. We've been so slammed busy these past couple of weeks. We haven't gotten a great interview for you, but we will get one up very, very soon. We promise you that. Is there anything else that we want to talk about?
We'll see you guys out on the road this summer. We've still got there's some tickets available for our San Diego show that we're going to be doing during San Diego Comic-Con this year. Thank y'all so much, and thanks everyone for supporting us day after day, and thanks for supporting all the shows on the Last Podcast Network. You know, you got Abe Lincoln's Top Hat, Page 7, Wizard and the Bruiser, Movie Sound with the Mads, all kinds of cool shit, all available over there on lastpodcastnetwork.com.
Absolutely. Anything for you, Henry? I mean, we got the social meds.
We will be finding out the exact days for our we'll be finding out the exact times for our show for the new True Crime Festival run by Brightest Young Things.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that the day passes have already sold out.
Wow.
And we will be,
Really?
so we'll keep a lookout for those tickets that will be released, and that True Crime Festival will be held during November 3rd and 4th.
Yes, cannot wait for that. I mean, I guess people really love lanyards.
Don't they, though?
People love lanyards.
I feel like, honestly, I've come around to the landlord after being cuffed by one of those bracelets.
Oh,
I don't like
I hate
the
a
bracelets.
bracelet.
You
Yeah.
can't take them off.
They're the worst, yeah.
Ugh.
Lanyards. Go with the lanyards, because you
Yeah.
put them over your clothes, and you don't look like an asshole wearing the stupid bracelet all day long, because then you just look like you're an alcoholic, and I already have my face to show that I am an alcoholic. So follow us on Twitter at Henry Loves You, at Marcus Parks. Don't follow Ben Kissel. He's no longer on Twitter. He
Well,
got
I
flung
don't
out.
know.
He's
Whatever.
very, very lucky. Follow us on Instagram to see the highlights of our lives at Dr. Fantasty, at Marcus Parks, at Ben Kissel, the number 1.
Yes.
And follow Last Podcast on the Left on all of the co-opted systems that are used to slowly but surely change our behavior to make sure that the corporatocracy is as comfortable as possible at LP on the Left.
I'm not sure if we should even plug social media anymore, because I think you basically nailed it.
Yeah.
The corporate overlords are like keeping us in line.
Yeah, they are.
They love it.
40 characters at a time. Did I just have a stroke?
Love it.
All right, everyone, hail yourselves.
Hail Satan!
Elgin.
Hail me, and understand, once you delve into the world of the paranormal, the Men in Black are not too far behind.
Magustalations, everyone.
The consequences of the crime is found. Fortune Faded by Red Hot Chili Peppers on XFM 104.9 with Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant and Carl Pilkington for the last time.
Yes, we've said that before, of course, so don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, we've had some highs, some lows, some laughs, some tears. Carl, you're concentrating.
Lots of tears, mainly from the audiences.
Yeah. Now, before we get into that, before we get into talking about maybe some of the hijinks we've had, looking back, looking forward as well.
Yeah.
I came in, Carl was sitting at the desk, he went, alright? I went, alright, yeah. He went, see that Alan Clark diaries? I went, no, I didn't. He went, no, a lot of people talking about it. He went, I've never kept a diary. Keeping a diary will always get you into trouble. And I said, like Anne Frank. What did you say, Carl?
The woman in the cupboard?
That's what he said.
The woman in the cupboard.
And I went, save it. Save it.
You never speak to Carl off air. Save it all from when we're on the wires.
He went, but what did she do? What did she do except be in a cupboard? What did she have to write about? And I said, well, her thoughts. Do you know Anne Frank?
That's all I know about Anne is there's no point pretending it.
Anne!
That I know stuff.
Yeah.
Right,
well, tell us everything you know about Anne Frank.
she was in a cupboard.
Yeah, what else?
If she didn't do that, I wouldn't know about her, seriously. That's all I know about her.
Yeah.
So what did she do?
But how do you think we know about we know about her cupboard because of her book, don't we?
But hang on, what in the bigger scheme of things, why was she in a cupboard?
I don't know.
Right.
I honestly don't know.
You don't know anything else about Anne Frank beyond the fact that, to quote you, she was in a cupboard.
But what's she done then? You tell me, why should I know more about her?
Firstly, I don't think she was in a cupboard.
She wasn't in a cupboard. She was in an attic.
Alright.
Yeah.
So what was she doing?
She was hiding from the
Tidying
Nazis. She was hiding from the Nazis.
But isn't that the first place they'd look? Sort of work from the top down.
Oh, they weren't specifically looking for Anne Frank.
They weren't going, where is she?
Where's Frank?
If she gets that book out, we're in a deep shit. We've got to stop the book. They were just looking generally. She was, I think she was 13, 14, she was hiding, she was Jewish and she was hiding, lived in Amsterdam, didn't she?
Yeah, as much of her family were having to hide, being helped by, you know, friends, non-Jewish.
In a cupboard. A cupboards, you know.
And how long did she sort of hide up there for?
So she was caught.
Long enough to write a book.
So she even got caught after all that?
What do you mean, so she even got caught? We're talking about one of the great, you know, humanist tragedies of our times, and you're going, she couldn't even stay hidden.
What do you mean, didn't she get caught?
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's not a great tip then, is it? Do you know what I mean? She didn't do it well. She didn't hide until they escaped it.
Her diaries are not a manual on how to hide from people. It's not how to win at
I don't know anything about her, and we might be going down some ground that's a bit dodgy. I don't know enough about it. Maybe it's best just leaving it. All I was saying is diaries. Do you know, what do you do them for? Have you kept one, Steve?
Never kept a diary, no. Right. I can understand your fear that it might get discovered, someone might read it, find out all about your inner secrets. Of course, the good thing about you is you tell everyone what you think about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
No. Yeah, no one's going to find a diary and go, oh, God.
I can't believe it. Carl doesn't like my haircut.
Yeah. Carl thinks I look like Dave Hill from Slade. Yeah, I told you that, didn't I? Yeah, I told you that.
Do you think they'll last, though, diaries and that? No, because they were a bit of a time killer, weren't they? It was something to do at the end of the day, whereas now there's iPods and that.
It's fantastic! The iPod of Anne Frank.
Yeah. No,
new from Sony. That'd be great, wouldn't it? All her greatest hits. Who could forget? Oh, dear.
Leave that then. I didn't know it was that deep. I thought it was just like a, you know...
You thought it was like, didn't you?
Adrian Mole type thing. Yeah, what are we doing? Thorns, from my favourite album of last year, that. And I can't remember. We'll be doing a bit of that, playing some of our favourite songs. We've got a couple of requests.
Oh,
in fact, yeah, got one of them a celebrity request, Matt Lucas from Little Britain. He's listening in.
Oh, yeah.
So is it your last show? I said, yeah. I said, do you want me to play a record? Oh, yeah. He said, what's your favourite group? Guess Matt Lucas's favourite group. Now, remember, him and David are the new darlings of comedy.
Yeah.
They're cool, they're trendy, everyone loves Little Britain, they're comedy geniuses, they're only going to get bigger. What's his favourite group of all time?
That is tricky. Level 42.
No. Carl, have a guess.
Well, it's going to be something weird, isn't it, if you're saying this?
Well,
So, how old's the band?
they're probably about as old as him.
How old's he?
No. Oh, Carl, have a guess.
ABBA.
No, it's, why did you say ABBA?
They're good, aren't
No, it's the Proclaimers.
The Proclaimers?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I know he's listening, but, you know.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Proclaimers, I just can't imagine anyone getting that excited about them.
I bet that's why he likes you, because you hang out with him, don't you?
I don't hang out with him.
He thinks
He's yeah.
it's like the closest thing he knows one of the Proclaimers.
Wait till he meets my twin brother.
Yeah, yeah, he's gonna have a field day,
He
isn't
won't
he?
believe it.
Yeah. So I was honest. I said I can't play the Proclaimers, but we're playing another.
Where did they come? Because I don't really remember the Proclaimers particularly from when I was young.
Well, let me give you a little blast. I give a little, but in 2-part harmony.
Of course.
That was the main
They were
thing.
very popular for a while, weren't they?
I think they had sort of 3 big hits in sort of about 1980. When was it?
Yeah. Oh, I forget.
80s.
Scottish. They did sing in Scottish accents, which I thought was quite refreshing. They didn't do the fake American thing.
No, that was good. Yeah.
But again, I just can't imagine sort of being in that. When would I be in the mood to put on a Proclaimers record?
When you've run out of Crankies stuff, I
I
suppose.
guess so, yeah.
If you've played all your Crankies records, there's
and the
you know,
Muppets album.
Yeah, pop on the Proclaimers. Now, we were talking before the break about Anne Frank in her cupboard.
Yes.
Now,
I'm still a little bit concerned that Carl's not quite got his head around Anne Frank's diary.
Yeah.
It's not like a children's book. It's not like The Lion, Anne Frank and the Wardrobe.
no,
She doesn't go
no.
into a fantasy land when she goes into the attic.
I'm just glad that old Mother Hubbard didn't help the Nazis.
Sure.
Because that's the first place she'd
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
Isn't it? The Nazis go, we've got on with her, but she thinks she knows where she is.
Yeah.
She'd have gone straight there.
I think with Hubbard, it's like... if I just briefly, you mentioned Hubbard. Now, Hubbard goes to the cupboard to get... I can't remember exactly.
Her poor dog a bone.
She goes to get the dog
a bone. But when she got there,
The cupboard was bare.
cupboard was bare,
The
and
poor
so
dog
the
had
poor
none.
dog had none.
Is there more to that than I... Cause that's what I remember. Is there further verses? Does she finally get a bone? Does she go on an
Oh,
adventure?
what, you mean the second verse is, then she looked in the fridge and realised that's where she kept the bones, and so the dog was laughing.
Exactly.
No, there isn't another verse.
It's not, that's all of it. is
I
it?
think so. Oh, but they went to the cupboard to get a bone. When she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor dog had none.
none.
No, I think that's the end of it. I think it's a moral. I think it's a moral that...
What's the moral?
Well, if you got a dog, keep some bones in the cupboard.
Right. Because I always, even as a kid, I remember thinking that it's quite a tragic sort of picture they paint. I imagine maybe she's
It's
lost her...
short, isn't it?
It is
short.
short.
It's
It's
over,
pithy.
isn't it? That's amazing.
I always wondered whether perhaps she's had a nervous breakdown. Maybe her husband's died recently. She's just not got any food.
She doesn't know. She
doesn't really know what's going on. The dog's, yapping away. Eventually, she kind of wakes out of this kind of depressed stupor. She goes to the cupboard. There's nothing there. It's just a really depressing, morbid sort of tale. I don't know if maybe it's originated from something in history. I know that Jack and Jill went up the hill and they fell down again.
That's a
later.
story about illicit lovers.
That was apparently based on that. Obviously, Ring a Ring Roses. It dates
Plague.
back to plague times. So I don't
Yeah.
know about Hubbard. Humpty Dumpty. Not so sure about this. Well, this is something I remember as a kid thinking, at what point was it decided that Humpty Dumpty was a giant Eggman?
I don't know.
Because there's
It's not
nothing in the
mentioned in
actual
the
rhyme.
rhyme.
There's no actually, it's not Humpty Dumpty,
It's not.
the
I don't
Eggman
understand
song.
at all. I don't know. My concern is more if his parents were a little bit cruel, because if you are
Called
the
Dumpty.
Dumpties of say Surrey,
Yeah.
don't call your firstborn Humpty.
Yeah.
Because straight away it's going to be embarrassing for him
Yeah.
at school, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what it. I'm just saying. I'm trying to go all the things all come together. Is that it as well?
That's all of it.
Oh,
and
God.
also, I don't mean to be pedantic because I know it's a children's
Is it
nursery
like an
rhyme.
Edward Lear thing, or that's before that, isn't it?
But I don't mean to be pedantic again, but if you've got a giant Eggman and he's falling into bits,
Yeah.
all the king's men, fine, they're there, they can piece that together again. Don't send horses in.
No, because
that's just a whole eggy, horsey mess.
No, they're
Exactly.
going to make it worse.
They're just going to be
They
standing
are
on
going to
it.
make it worse.
It's not a
But
great
just
idea.
standing on it, get the horse out of the way. No, he's definitely there.
But again, maybe I'm sure some of the, the
It was
mental
probably,
people...
is it pre-Lewis Carroll or... if it's Lewis Carroll, it just came with the illustration.
I guess
But
so.
He gave it to someone to illustrate. He goes, illustrate Humpty Dumpty. He goes, we've made him an egg.
Yeah, a sort of egg with eyes and a face.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose because the moral of that is if you're fragile, if you're an enormous egg,
Mr.
don't
Dumpty,
fall on the wall.
get down from the wall. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, there'll be no
That's the way
medical...
to happen.
Yeah.
Frankly.
I don't know, Carl. What was your favourite nursery rhyme when you were growing up?
Didn't really do that much reading as a kid.
You're joking.
You surprised me.
You're joking.
What's the one with loads of people in a bed? What's that one?
Oh, there was one of the bears and the little one said, roll over. Yeah.
No, because that's not really even got a story to it, is it? That's
But
just...
hold on though, I'll stop you there. It doesn't even say people. It says there was 10 in the bed and the little one, little what? They could be anything. I don't know what they are. Roll over, and they all rolled over and one fell out. There was 9 in the bed and the little one said, roll over.
Now,
again.
where is the little one in the
I
bed?
don't know, but worse than that, what has he got over the other 9?
That you can demand they roll out the bed.
And why is no one getting back in?
Yeah, they're just lying on the floor.
We're here now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But how does that end as well? Where's that going?
It goes on, there was one in the bed, and the little one said, again, he just says, presumably he's telling himself to roll over,
Yeah.
there was one in the bed, and there was a roller. So he rolled over, and one fell out, that's him.
That's him.
There was none in the bed, and the little one said, roll over. So now he's calling the shots, presumably laying on
lying
the pile
there.
of other...
They're just still rolling around.
I don't know, Carl. We've got to look into this. If anyone knows why Dumpty was an egg, if Hubbard eventually found a dog a bone, and what was the little one doing? What did the little one think he was doing, for God's sake?
When I saw my dad last year, he was telling me about a fella who's got some clothes you can see through. What's that one?
You don't mean the Emperor's New Clothes?
Yeah, what's that one about?
Well, that's a genuinely good little parable, that.
Yeah, because it's now used for people who are scared to sort of slag something off because it's sort of like really cool and they don't want to be the one that shouts it, and then one person goes, hold on,
Very,
I've
very
seen
briefly,
through this.
Carl, very briefly, the king wants some new clothes, right? He's the king, he goes, who's going to make you some new clothes? Various people come to me, he says, I don't like that, it's not interesting enough. One guy, who's just a bit of a con artist, he comes along, he goes, I've made you this magic suit, look, and it's nothing. He
It's
goes, put it
invisible.
on, the king puts on nothing, because there is nothing, but thinks there's something, because, you know, he wants to buy into it and everything.
And he goes, it's the finest stitching. He goes, look at it, can you see it? No, they have to say, only a genius can see how good this suit is. And the king goes, yeah, it's brilliant, yeah, it's great. And he goes out, and just, is it a woman or a little kid?
Well,
goes,
everyone's applauding it, they're going, you look great, even though his tackle's hanging out, he's, you know, he's nothing.
even though he's got a king-size sort of like bit of meat and 2 veg, wobbling, dragging down the street.
Exactly. And then one little boy goes, he's not wearing anything.
The king is in the All Together. Know that one?
So, well, did anyone else buy one? Or was...
Okay, play record.
Play a record, Carl.
Play record.
Carl, just play a song.
Jesus. Travis, writing to reach you on XFM 104.9, alright?
A couple of emails here trying to respond to our requests for nursery rhyme related information.
Oh, go on.
Nikki Williams says that she was at infant school and she had a nursery rhyme book, and in the book, and this may just be the illustrations, but apparently the 10 in the bed in there were small baby monkeys, which you'll be loving, Carl. But again, I suspect that might just be the illustrations.
Yeah. I remember I had a book of nursery rhymes when I was little, and my brother, who was older than me, I was about 5, so he was about 16, and I remember him and his mate just absolutely cracking up, because it said, up Jack got and home did trot as fast as he could caper. He went to bed and bandaged his knob, N-O-B, with vinegar and brown paper. I've since found out that knob is like the old English for head, but I didn't know why they were laughing.
Of course.
They were just cracking up. This was, whenever one of my mates' brothers came around, he got, said, where's your nursery rhyme book? And he'd read it to him, and it was the funniest thing in the world.
The brown paper and vinegar was a popular method, because didn't Jack and Jill use that? They used something similar.
No, that was Jack and Jill.
That was Jack and Jill.
Yeah, that's Jack when he broke his crown, which obviously, that means his head as well, doesn't it? Yeah. So he's fractured his skull on a sort of like an outcrop of rock.
Yeah.
And then,
Does that still use the brown paper and vinegar?
I don't think it is.
I don't know, maybe in Manchester they're still using that, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Tracy and John Burton say that they reckon Humpty Dumpty was actually a cannon that used to sit on the walls of the castle in Colchester where they lived.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that would make
Sat
a lot
on a
more
wall.
sense.
A great fall. The kings couldn't put them together in. So it had they broke the cannon, or it meant it exploded.
Maybe the cannon fell apart.
Because people used to get blown up by cannons just doing it wrong, didn't they?
Sure.
Which is hoist by your own petard.
Right.
Well, that comes from coming back and blowing up in your face.
So that makes slightly more sense, because you would want to send for the King's Men then.
Yeah, and the horses.
I think the horses just came along anyway.
Well,
They were just interested.
that was quicker.
Sure.
The quick King's Men, it took them about 3 minutes, with the horses there in about a minute. So, but I mean, if it blew up, there's nothing I could do.
Yeah.
So we got to the bottom of that. See, that educational, Carl. See, this is real education. You know what I mean?
It's got a bit heavy though, isn't it?
What, Humpty Dumpty? Yeah, it has got a little bit heavy. Let's dumb it down a little bit. What do you want to do? Mary quite contrary?
We're doing Rockbusters in a bit.
Hang on a minute.
What?
Before you even get to Rockbusters, oh, man alive, there are loads more verses to Old Mother Hubbard.
Are there?
I'm going to digest these while we play the ads, and I'll see if there's any salient information I can give you afterwards.
Brilliant. Delays. A long time coming on XFM 104.9. With Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant and Carl Pilkington for the last time.
XFM 104.9.
Sad.
We've established that Hubbard went to the cupboard, Rick.
Yeah.
Get the dog a bone. The cupboard was empty, as we all know. and
So the dog
had
didn't have
none.
any. End of story. So the dog didn't have any.
Well, no.
Hold on,
wait.
go on.
It turns out
What?
there's what appears to be something like 15 other verses.
Not really.
Unbelievable. I'm not going to go through all of them, Rick.
Right. Any information?
Basically, I can tell you straight away that the dog initially had none.
Yeah.
She went to the baker's to buy him some bread. When she came back, the poor dog was dead. Right, you're pretty upset about that.
Yeah.
She went to the joiner's to buy him a coffin. When she came back, the poor dog was laughing. I don't know what he's up to. Right. She took a clean dish to get him some tripe, but when she came back, he was smoking a pipe. I mean...
Hang on, so the dog was winding her up then at the beginning, being dead.
I mean, he's pushing his luck.
But-
especially if she's already depressed.
But do you know what, if I was that dog, right, and I live with old Mother Hubbard, right, all that faffing around, I'd be going, I know there's no bones in the cupboard,
Exactly.
right? What do you mean you're going to get me some bread? I'm a dog.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in bread. Get me some hamburgers.
Yeah.
So I think I'd start winding her up.
She went to the Owl House to get him some beer. When she came back, the dog sat in a chair.
See, I'd have said the dog had turned queer.
Yeah.
Make it
It does
rhyme
scare
at
me,
least, and
doesn't
also
it?
get a little, he's smoking a pipe, he's having a laugh,
I'm beginning to wonder
he's
if...
bent.
I'm beginning to wonder if this is based on fact, though, in any way, because she went to the grocer's to buy him some fruit. When she came back, he was playing the flute.
He's gay.
No, it is the flute, it's not... Now this, I didn't even know there was a goat involved. She went,
Oh, no.
she went to the tailor's to buy him a coat. When she came back, he was riding the goat.
Yeah, there you go. Dirty little... Oh, what...
She went to the hat. Well, she went to the hatter's to buy him a hat. When she came back, he was feeding the cat. I mean,
I can't believe it. So I'm thinking the pipe's a crack pipe.
hang on a minute. I think the gay thing's beginning to stand up.
Go on,
She
go
went
on.
to the barber's to buy him a wig. When she came back,
He was having a frig.
he was dancing a jig. He's dancing a jig. You're dancing a jig.
Oh, he's dancing a jig, smoking a pipe, shagging a go.
This is a bit of left field one though. She went to the cobbler's to buy him some shoes.
Why does he need shoes? I bet they're high heels.
Wait a second though.
but-
She went to the cobbler's to buy him some shoes. When she came back, you're never going to believe this.
What?
He was reading the news.
Brilliant!
She went to the seamstress to buy him some linen. Again, don't know why. When she came back, the dog was a-spinning.
Yeah.
She went to the hosier's to buy him some hose. When she came back, he was dressed in his clothes.
Why did she want to get it?
This is the big payoff that we've been building to.
Right.
The dame made a curtsy, the dog made a bow, the dame said, "Your servant," the dog said, "Bow wow."
Right.
I mean,
Okay. I'm going to probably do a few more verses during the next
during
song.
the course of the show.
Yeah.
Listen, before we move on, I should just say that we've had various people saying what was in the bed and what was the final line of the bed thing.
Why do they care?
It's extraordinary, isn't it? We've talked about politics in the past, great
Yeah.
music, we played great songs.
Yeah, we've got Monkey News coming up talking about politics.
But Danny's said that apparently it ends with one in the bed, little one said good night.
Because he was all happy, he had the bed to
mentioned
himself,
that.
and there's
But Ava-
nine of his mates piled on the floor.
Rick, but Ava counters that by saying actually one in the bed, little one said come back because he felt lonely. So
We're never going to get
I
to
don't
the bottom
know.
of
I
this.
don't know, Rick.
This is the same as the Kennedy thing. There's loads of different opinions.
Conspiracy
I
theories.
know, we don't know what's going on. But Jimmy Webb, big girl. Jimmy Webb, Galveston. Fantastic version on XFM. 104.9. You know what, Steve? I know people are going to miss the talk about little Chinese fellas, little gay fellas, little monkey fellas, and all that.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to miss some great tunes as well.
I'd hope so.
She went to the jewellers to buy him a clock. But when she got back...
What was he sucking?
a chalk ice.
A chalk ice, fine.
So...
Fine, respectable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of feel like, you know, one thing we've never done, Rick, is we've never pandered to people, but as it's the last show, we've got to give the audience what they want.
What's this?
Well, yeah, and I was going to say things they don't want as well. You know, well, this basically to keep a smile on Carl's face. I say a smile, a sort of not quite a scowl.
Yeah, he never really smiles.
So, yeah, it's just really as a chance for him to have a go. It's like, you know, you indulge an annoying child.
The only time Carl laughs is for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
What do you think, like...
What do you mean?
Well, sometimes you go... and I know you'll be thinking of what a monkey could do.
Yeah, it's like people who've had electroshock therapy.
Yeah! It says him tied down biting on
Exactly,
something.
yeah.
Biting on a big leather pad.
Let me just tell you briefly what the prizes are. It's
That
the number.
looks like a piece of shit.
Let me tell you, mate. Let me tell you. There's a number of mediocre CDs and DVDs.
That is real
But
talent.
mainly,
What's that?
what about this? It's the Lord of the Rings Collector's Edition.
Oh.
What, the movies you're thinking? No, it's the Radio 4 adaptation. It's only 14 hours long, Rick.
Oh, that is... Throw that away.
So,
Pop that in the bin.
so
That
that's
is just... Either pop it in the bin or send it to some poor bastard who wins this quiz.
exactly. If you're willing to take part in the quiz, you deserve 14 hours of your life wasted with that Tolkien tripe. So,
Right.
yeah, what are the clues then, Carl?
Right, as always, just, you know, cryptic clues now. Initials of a band or an artist, work it out, win the stuff.
Yeah. Email only.
Yeah, ricky.gervais at xfm.co.uk. First clue is as follows. The Jamaican fella wrote a review for...
It's the good old Jamaican
He's
fella.
back.
The Jamaican fella.
It's the last show and the little Jamaican fella's made an appearance.
This normally suggests that you need to think of the answer in a Jamaican accent.
Yeah. Or not.
Yeah, or not.
Yeah,
Come
any
on,
accent.
hang on.
Or an accent. Or pronounce the word slightly differently.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go on.
The Jamaican fella wrote a review for Phoenix Nights. Alright?
Yeah.
DC is on the initials.
DC, D for
Yeah.
Derek.
Yeah, DC. The Jamaican fella wrote a review for Phoenix Nights. That's the first one. Second one, there's three of them. Second one is, we should all vote for Paul Daniels, David Blaine, Copperfield, The Great Soprendo, Tommy Cooper, and Darren Brown. We should all vote for them. Why is that? What was...
I've just got the first one.
ES.
ES.
Right? ES.
Okay.
And the last one, Steve, what did your dad do? Right?
Steve, what did my dad do?
What did your dad do?
Is that the question, or are you asking me?
Well, Ricky, what did your dad do? It can work on anyone. What did your dad do?
Alright.
Right? That's E. Right?
What
So-
did my dad do?
Quickly again, the Jamaican fella wrote a review for Phoenix Nights. Right? DC. Second one, we should all vote for Paul Daniels, David Blaine,
Yeah,
Copperfield, Great Soprano. No, but that's important. Right? ES, and the last one, you know, Steve, what did your dad do? Right?
Okay.
The initial E.
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. We don't want to speak to you. Please don't phone up.
Remember, you could win some Lord of the Rings tripe.
There's no more on XFM. Last Rockbusters ever, thank Christ. Faith No More, their version of I'm Easy on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. Rick,
For the last time.
we've only really got 3 topics of discussion on this show. I think you agree with that.
Little Chinese fellas.
Little Chinese fellas,
Monkeys.
monkeys,
And the gays.
the gay people.
Yeah.
We're hoping to cover all those subjects today. Monkey News is coming later. I'm
Yeah.
sure we can find something to discuss about gay people.
We've
but,
done gays, we've done a few gays.
I suppose we talked about the
we've just said
dog
the-
thing.
Yeah, big time.
I think it'll be enjoyable. This is something that's got sent through to us. I'm not quite sure who by, but thanks very much for it. It's a story that was in the press recently. I'm not going to give you the headline. I think it gives away too much. I think, Carl, you'll be particularly interested in it. A farmer in eastern China,
There we go.
basically, he paid £1,300, or the Chinese equivalent, to marry a woman. And basically, she refused to sleep with him after the wedding, complaining that she felt unwell. 6 days after the ceremony, she tried to run away, but the farmer followed her. He found her in some neighbouring town. They grappled together. The bogus bride's false breasts fell off.
Eddie Izzard. Not Izzard up to his old tricks.
It wasn't Izzard.
Trying to do another show in Chinese this time.
But it was a man.
Oh,
and, apparently, it was an arranged marriage. I don't know who sorted that out.
Did he get his money back?
I think.
Because I think men are cheaper than women to marry in China. I think.
But I mean, you've got to be pretty simple not to realise that the person you're marrying is a bloke. Surely.
Well, no. If he didn't have a little look, what was in the back of the store? He just saw the shop window, sort of lovely little Chinese lady there.
Yeah.
Right.
The lovely hair, real breasts.
There's lumps where the breasts should be.
Yeah.
I can only assume they are breasts.
Yeah.
Right. You see women walking around going, "What are they, breasts, or are they, stealing sort of grapefruits?" No, but
wouldn't there have been a lot? I mean, wouldn't there be quite a sort of long initiation period when they
Not if it was
first get introduced and so on?
Not if he put his money down. He came and they said, "Right, I want a bird quickly. Here's a grand.
Sure.
Get me one." They're not going to say, "Do you want real breasts?" Or they're just going to assume.
Sure.
Yeah, here's one. Here's a little Chinese.
But who's
lady.
he paying? Where is he buying this woman from?
From the Chinese lady shop.
His lady shop.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I think there's one in Chinatown, I think.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
not really a town.
Not exactly a town, more Novelty Street.
And the roads are very slippery.
Very sticky.
I tell you what, though.
What?
I was looking at their menus when I was walking home. They don't waste anything, do they?
Why?
Duck's tongue on the menu.
Yeah, but it's better when you say it. Alright, duck's tongue. A duck's tongue, really?
You sure that wasn't the proprietor?
Coldplay, warning sign on XFM, 104.9. Carl, look at that. What is it? What is it?
Your nipple.
Right, okay. What am I doing to it?
You're messing with it.
Yeah, and what's happening to it?
It's gone up a bit.
Yeah! Would you kiss it for 100 quid?
No.
100 quid. Would you just kiss
No, I
it?
wouldn't.
Why? 100
What are we
quid?
doing this for?
I think I read the same feature on Wogan, I'm not sure. Seriously, Carl, I'm intrigued to know, how much would you have to
just
pay
kiss
to
it.
kiss Ricky's nipple?
Not suck it or lick it or anything like that. Just, like that, just on the nipple.
£5,000.
£5,000 to kiss my nipple? Well, if you do it for 5, you do it for 1. £1,000 cash to kiss my nipple.
I'm not doing it.
You're joking? £1,000 to kiss my nipple? Come on, it's the last show.
No, I'm not doing it.
2,000.
If you had the money there, and like, if you had it there now, I might do it.
For what?
I'm not doing it.
500 quid.
No, it's not taking it down.
What's happening to
£2,000.
2 grand? So you've gone down from 5 to 2 straight away. Look.
Steve, what's going on?
I seriously think I'd like to see you kiss his nipple
Well,
for
no, it's not going to
£2,000.
happen, is it? So,
If Steve wants it and I want it, that's 2 to
gonna happen.
1.
It's not gonna happen.
I thought it was a democracy, this show.
not educating Ricky or what?
Email in if you'd like to see, or rather hear, Carl kiss Ricky's nipple for
Don't bother, because
£2,000.
it's not going to happen.
Come on, Carl.
Right.
It's not like he's Jono's nipple.
It's next. Okay.
Would you
Well,
kiss this for...
right. Okay. Wrong. But no. What were you doing? What were you doing? Educating Ricky.
Do you want to set that
Why
up?
were you looking? By the way, why were you looking at that? You didn't have to look at that.
We're doing...
Go on.
Right, this is when I teach Ricky stuff. Just give him some headlines to sort of tease him into what's gone on this week that you might want to know about.
Yeah. Go on.
Right. Is that important?
Yeah.
Right, you got that?
Headline one.
That'd be something to do with ants. So,
Where there's a way, where there's a will, there's a way.
right. Okay. That means something about sucking mints.
Hook, line, and good thinkers.
Okay.
So which of those are you choosing?
I'll have the. Is that important?
What you want to do it now? I was just gonna read it.
Yeah. Go
let's
on.
do
Let's
one
give
more.
it this one now. Yeah. Come on. It's
Alright.
Christmas Eve. Open one. Come on.
You know I don't like anteaters.
Why?
Okay, so I should just point out to people that as far as Carl is convinced, the stories that he's about to relate are absolutely 100% true.
Yeah.
You be the judge of whether
They
you
see
think
them on the
that's
internet. Of course they're true. Go on.
Anteaters, yeah.
Why didn't you like them?
I've told you before, I just don't sort of... It annoys me that an animal's named after what it eats. You don't need them.
but it didn't choose it, did it?
Yeah, but if there's nothing else that it can be called, it's like, oh, what's it do? I don't know. What's it eating? It's eating ants, right? Let's call it an anteater. It's not good enough.
But why are you annoyed at it, though, for someone else calling it being lazy?
Because it obviously doesn't do anything else. Do you know what I mean?
But what do you want it called? The Chartered Surveyor?
Well, whatever, just a proper name.
What's the proper name?
Well, I'm just saying...
But tell me an animal that's a proper name to you.
Well, beaver. That's pretty good.
Why is that a proper name?
It doesn't matter anyway. I don't understand what they're about.
You and Auntie have got issues.
Okay. Sometimes I genuinely don't understand what his thought processes are. Go on. Right, okay. Auntie, you don't like Auntie is because they just eat ants and that's what they're named after. Go on.
Do you know that an anteater can stick its tongue in and out 160 times in a minute?
No, didn't know that.
Right?
Okay. Okay.
Oh, it's rubbish.
Thanks.
No, but do you think that's good? I
don't know
What do you mean? Shall I call Norris McWhirter? What do you mean, do I think that's good? Compared to what?
You see, I read it and thought, so what? So it's interesting.
Well, we think so what as well.
So you still put it down as something interesting to tell me?
No, but it's the fact that that is meant to be amazing. I did
Who's saying it's
148.
amazing?
I did 148 last night in a minute, right?
That's a record! Oh, well, hold on. There's my nipple. How many could you do if it meant you had to touch my nipple at the end? £2,000. Baby Burn on XFM 104.9. We do talk twaddle.
Oh, God.
I mean, I don't know why we haven't got we haven't got any complaints, have we?
No listeners.
We've had one.
No one listening.
No, it must be that, because Kilroy, he's probably got a big show, and it's all over the place.
Yeah.
But, you know, mind you, I'd be annoyed if he'd have said that about me.
Yeah.
But he's got to be careful who he annoys, because he will end up having to move him with Salman Rushdie. Do you know what I mean?
Is Salman, is he still on the run?
No, he's out.
They forgive him,
I've seen him twice. I think he's out all the time now. I bet his flat's a pigsty.
Sure.
It was not neat when he was living with 400 CIA people and a couple of...
You
policemen.
remember he went into hiding, I think it was mid-80s, I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, that's all right.
He went into hiding, he was in there, he was hiding, basically, surrounded by security guards, confined to his flat for about 10 years or something.
I'd have thought so, yeah.
Have you ever seen a picture of his missus?
Yeah, are you annoyed?
Well, I mean, man alive, she's like I think she's like a former Miss India or something. Stunning.
Yeah.
Have you seen a picture of him? I mean, he might be a great man and a talented writer and an intellectual fella, but Jesus, do something with the beard.
Well, yeah, but he's busy, isn't he?
What?
He's busy writing
How
stuff.
did he pull her when he was just basically in there, in his flat?
I don't know. Internet.
Possibly.
Just got to know him, and then she kept saying, "Send a picture." He goes, "No, I'm not sending a picture. Come round."
Yeah. Read some of the books. They're brilliant.
They're brilliant. She goes, "Well, yeah, now I'm in love with you. Let's have a look." All right, well, I'm in love with you now, so.
Yeah. You know, he's going, got my own place.
Got my own place, yeah. I got a few staff.
Yeah,
There's a few other
exactly.
people hanging around.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it.
You know, I'm in a lot.
I'll tell you something else that'll annoy you.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking, not only married, but dumped her for his nurse.
Extraordinary, isn't it?
So he's pulling birds left, right, and centre.
Well, you know, it's true that I mean, not so much now, but years ago I was not the ladies' man.
But you are now.
Really.
You weren't sort of sophisticated. You
I'm
weren't
not, exactly.
You weren't the James Bond type that you've.
I wasn't
grown
James
in-
Bond of TV comedy.
Because I
the way
remember Carl when you first met him about 3 years ago. What did you think?
Just a bit odd.
I love it.
That's coming from him.
I know. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, it used to really annoy me. Talking of, do you remember there was that story? I think it was a world record-breaking attempt. There was a bloke. I think it was up in a car park, in a pub car park, in sort of Leeds or something.
No, Mansfield. It was a car park in Mansfield, and he broke the record for being buried alive.
Being buried alive.
I mean, and he was literally in a casket, like, not David Blaine out in the lovely
Yeah.
sunshine with loads of Jonathan Ross waving to you.
Yeah.
No, none of that. Paul McCartney calling you
stuff.
yeah. You know what I mean? He was buried alive in the dark with just a tube
Yeah.
for communication.
I think
put
he was
water
buried
down,
about, he's buried about 10 feet underground.
Yeah.
There's a tube which people would communicate and send
and
stuff
put
down.
water down and
And I
throw
remember
that.
reading the story. I was interested in it. I remember reading it, and there was one element of the story.
You would think it was a cheap holiday.
Well,
You're not going to pay those prices. 400 quid, whole seasons, you're having a laugh. That's nothing. Mansfield car park.
and there was an element. It said in the news report. It said that while he was down in the ground, he began and ended a relationship with a woman. while he was down there, some fan who was a fan of what he was doing, he started communicating with her through the tube. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but they began a relationship, and it ended. And I have to say, I remember thinking, you know, when you read that there's a man...
How did it end?
Well,
why did you go that this isn't working?
Yeah,
that's twice you've stood me up.
Yeah.
Well, I can't get out, can I?
But I remember thinking at the time, you know, I was saying I was not the sort of the ladies' man that I am now. I remember at the time reading it and thinking, there's a bloke, you know, he's pulling women 10 feet underground through a tube.
Through a tube. I'm out and about with some of the most expensive hair products on the market.
I've got to sit down and ask myself some very serious questions.
Oh dear.
Extraordinary. I don't know if he did the world record attempt. I don't know if he broke it. I don't know how that happened, but good luck to him.
What do you mean a hole though? Like what? A proper thing, or is he moving about? How big is it?
No, it was just. I think it was just buried alive in a casket. I don't know, just down there, probably laying on his back maybe, just waiting for little bits of water.
But could he get out if he wanted to?
Well, yeah, he could say, "Can you get me out?" He couldn't just leave and then come back. There was people.
So someone's there then?
No, they buried him and were saying, "Well, we better go back in a couple of weeks, see how he's doing." What do you mean, someone's there? Of course, there's someone there. Norris McWhirter, for one, I'd imagine, going 3 days, just a few more to go.
And why
is it Norris or who's alive? Russ or Norris?
I think it's Norris.
Right, yeah.
What's that?
It annoys me a bit, all this sort of, you know, getting in a hole and in a box and all that, and people going, oh, that's good. I mean, if he was doing something when he was down there, making something or whatever, you go, that's quite clever. But I don't understand all the fuss about. I don't know, people are just making a fuss about things that aren't that clever these days. It's just, you know what I mean?
I don't reckon he beat Anne Frank's record.
No, I think she's got the record.
Oh, yeah, and she did something. She wrote a book. So you must think that she's pretty good then.
Yeah, but at least she did something.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I mean. There's some fuss about a woman who's going up Everest on a bike. Right? Someone's walked it. That's harder than going on a bike.
No, it's not.
Of course it is.
Of course it's not.
Of course it is.
Not
Walking's
uphill.
better than riding about on a bike's better than walking everywhere.
Yeah, but not uphill.
Well,
no? Don't agree with me. Why do people get off their bike and walk it up a hill?
you don't always. I see people.
No, but why do they? When people are going up a hill on a bike, but they get off and push the bike.
Just saying.
No, why is that?
Doesn't matter.
Do you think it's because it's harder? They go, I'll tell you what, this would be a lot easier on the bike, but I'll tell you what, I'm on a bit of a challenge. I'll get off and walk up this hill. You dopey.
Go along then. Clap for them that. You know what I mean? When someone's doing a London Marathon in a car, you can go and clap them, because that's just the same as far as I'm concerned. It's not hard.
Play a record.
Imbecile.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like,
So Alive, Ryan Adams on XFM, 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington, for the last time.
Well, you might do some of the stuff later.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, for a little while at least.
Well, we won't be around for, foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Better things to do, bigger fish to fry.
Oh, well, you got your music show that you'll do, which will be good.
As if the other radio stations are more interesting.
I think we've just got enough energy left for the last 35 minutes.
Yeah.
We've given him a lot, Steve.
We've given him a lot.
We've come in here week in, week out, every Saturday. Never late.
We've always given them, 30%. Really important. 30% of energy.
Yeah. How did that start? People going, you've got to give 110%.
Yeah.
It's just my heart sinks. And I go, 100%. I say, you've got to give 110%. Okay, I can't. I'll give. I'll tell you what. I probably won't even give 100 because you never know. But I'll give as close to 100 as I can stand.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying. That to a drill sergeant.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to give nearly 100. And that's that's more than most. I think you'll find.
Maybe if you appear on Celebrity Fact Club.
Well, I don't think I need to, do I?
Well.
Carl, do you think I need to go on that?
You had your nipple out.
It was pointing downwards, was it?
A little bit.
Even though it was erect, it was pointing toward my knees.
Can I just point out that we've had more requests for Carl to kiss your nipple than we have answers to Rockbusters?
Ain't gonna happen.
It's on our show, Carl. You've got to give the punters what they want.
In the webcam, and just a little peck
Ooh,
on the nip, a little
Carl,
peck.
that is just out of order. The show must go on. You've got to give people what they want.
I'm not doing it.
Why? Why not?
What's wrong with it?
Lips on nipple. What's up with lips on nipple?
You hear about stuff like this, and then like I might enjoy it, and the next thing it's like, Suzanne, can you leave? Because you know what I mean. I like fellas. So that happens, isn't it? So that
That
happens.
sounds like an episode of Kilroy. Oh God. Oh,
I'll
Emma
tell you this.
Pilkington, are you thinking?
I'm thinking exactly the same as you're thinking. I was reading the paper today. The show's been out,
Is axed.
but they're keeping the show on at the same time. It's going to have a different name, different host. Hello.
Pilkington.
Come on.
Hello, welcome to Pilkington. Oh, Carl, what would you do? If we give you a subject, will you just run through what you might say about it, or what questions you asked?
What sort of stuff?
Okay, sort of like, Steve's 15, I'm 15, and my dad wants to have a sex change. So I'll play the dad, right? I'm Jeff. I'm Jeff from Luton. I'm a 54-year-old plumber. And I've decided, and this is my son, Paul. Paul. Paul, you sure to be Paul?
Yeah, I thought it to be Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ask me some questions.
So what's going on?
Well, I'm not happy with this body. I've always felt that I was a woman trapped in a man's body.
Have you?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I'd be happier as a woman, and you know, it's for him to accept it really, because I'd have accepted anything that he wanted to do, or you know, and it doesn't change
not a
anything.
tranny.
No, I know, but I mean, it won't change anything. Like, you know, I still love you, and I'll still be your father.
I can't believe I agreed to come on national TV. I'm going to get taken out of me at school.
Really?
Man alive.
Well, you know, you've got to go through lots of stuff. But I mean, don't think of me any different.
What does Mum think of all this?
Well, Mum doesn't. She doesn't want it really. But I mean, I'm not going to throw away the knob and bollocks. I'm going to keep that for her in case she ever wants to use that. But I just don't want them attached to me. I'm going to have them off. I'm going to have some lovely pair of tits put on, and a nice little minge down there. But it doesn't. But I'm not bent. I still fancy my wife and that, and you know.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's your audition for Pilkington.
Well, what can I say? I'm not a doctor, right?
But what would you? Come on, ask me questions about what?
Discussion.
Ask me-
I'm
ask me
upset
stuff.
with my dad because he wants to become a
But
woman.
we'll say stuff like, well, dear, but you mean you've had a son and he's going through an awful. Should you think of him? Shouldn't you put his feelings?
Should you think of your son before you go doing that?
Yeah, but if I'm not happy with who I am, how can I live a lie? I'd go through my whole life living a lie just because he might go through a little bit of embarrassment. You know, he's old enough to realise now that you know, I love him, and I just need to have some tits and a minge on me.
Well, thanks for coming in.
Oh, Christ Almighty!
Well, what more
Play a
can I say?
record.
I'm not
Let's
sure you
Buster's
can.
answer. Let's do Buster's answers.
Rubbish.
I don't want the gig anyway.
Like they were seriously considering him.
Thanks for coming in. Brilliant. Go on.
Did I tell you my dad's always been asked to go on that? He's
Why?
always been asked to go on.
Is he a woman trapped in a man's body?
No, they want to talk about you. They go there. So it's
right.
disappointing. Go on.
Anyway, Rockbusters, right? Right, first clue was Jamaican fella wrote a review for Phoenix Nights.
Yeah.
Right, that was the cryptic clue. The initials were DC.
Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, no, you tell me.
It's Define Comedy. Alright?
Define comedy.
It's a divine comedy. Alright?
What is that?
That's a
Just do
Jamaican
the accent again. Do the accent again.
No, it's just divine comedy. That's
Do it again, do the accent again,
do it again. You've got the answer. It doesn't matter. Let's move on. Right? Second one. We should all vote for Paul Daniels, David Blaine, Copperfield, Great Soprendo, Tommy Cooper and Darren Brown. Why is that? ES were the initials.
Go on.
Elec, Trick 6. Right?
What?
Elec, Trick 6. It works, so don't say it like that.
I don't know what it means.
Right, well, there's 6 people there who do tricks and that. Right? I'm saying we should vote for them, so you elect them.
Yeah, but he said elect.
Electric 6.
No, elect though. Elect's not a word, is it?
And the last one,
I don't think elect's a word. Elect.
Steve.
You don't mean Alec, do you? It's not Alec Part. You're not trying to do Alec Part. The one.
Third one, Steve. What did your dad do?
I don't know.
That was E. Could work for anyone. It didn't have to be Steve. Right? That was Erasure. Right? Erasure.
Erasure. No, it doesn't work either. It doesn't work
it does
either.
work.
No,
It
it
does
doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Who's the winner?
None of them work. None of them work. Another pile of crap for the mind of little stupid.
I'll give the prizes
dopey
to.
little.
I'm going to give the prizes to Martin Williams from Flintshire. I don't know where Flintshire is. He says that he's promised to listen to the Lord of the Rings. by listen, you mean sell them on eBay.
Yeah.
So, thanks
God.
for coming in.
Stupid. The end of Rockbusters from the stupid little shitty brain. I'm going to say it of Pilkington. Possibly my favourite song of all time, After the Gold Rush by Neil Young, and that's for Carl's lookalike, Boyd, who's actually on Chester Lee Collins' show after us, about 5.
He's not really a look-like.
It is. Yeah.
He's got a bald head. Look like Gandhi.
In a toga he does. A little bit.
I don't think Andy wore a toga.
No. So what are you,
What did he do?
Oh dear.
What
We
do you
just sat around, to be honest, Carl.
Didn't want to get involved.
Didn't do much.
Just said, don't have a go, just be careful.
Yeah.
Don't go mental, don't start fighting, let's all calm down a little bit. He's the one in the pub that goes, okay, stop this, stop mucking around.
We were educating Ricky earlier, Carl. I wonder if we should resume that, as the clock is ticking away.
Alright, you got 2 bits of info that you could be leaving the building with today, right? You've got where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, I have that one.
They've brought out this drug or sort of tablet or something.
Yeah, you've got to do it then, yeah, go on.
Carefully researched.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Which means like an 8-year-old woman can have a kid. What do you think of that?
No, it doesn't.
What are you talking about?
You can inject a woman with something, 80-year-old, and it means, you know, she's got more time on her hands now and that. It's better to have a kid. She can have a kid later on in life.
This is real, like, where there's a will.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Right, well, let's just move on from that, because it's clearly drivel.
No,
it's not.
I think it's a bad idea. Of course, it's a bad idea. I'll even give you that it's true and possible, and might
No,
even.
it is true and possible.
Okay,
It's been,
well-
you know, it's not even recent. It's like a few weeks old.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's terrible. No, you shouldn't do it. Yeah.
Alright, what's the final educating Ricky? So far, I'm not impressed.
Get her a cat.
but
Get her a
they
little
meant-
Pekingese.
they
Don't
meant
get
to-
her,
they
don't
meant-
let her have a child.
Yeah, well, it's meant to get you thinking, like you're saying. Well, she shouldn't have a kid.
By the
Or
time he's 5, she'll try and pick it up and her arms will break.
whose arms?
Moving on, what's the next one?
Would she get a breastfeed?
Yeah. And she'd be able to do it standing up while he was on the floor.
Talking to nipples.
Hey, come on.
There's a lovely
Look,
juicy pair over there.
Okay, I think this is the last show. People should actually phone in and speak to Carl and try and convince
forget
him.
that.
Yeah, what's the number, Steve?
Forget that. We
What's the
haven't got
number?
time.
Yeah, he hates answering it. We'll do it during the record.
leave it.
Phone in if you want to speak to Carl if you don't know the number. Call in, try and convince Carl to kiss little nipple.
Don't want to.
Yeah.
Right, what we're doing? Are we?
What's the last educating Ricky? Come on.
Hook, line, and good thinkers.
Brilliant. Okay,
Yeah,
go on.
sounds good. Go on, what is it?
They've found a lot of fish with 2 heads. What do you think of that?
Well, don't know. What do you mean they found a lot of fish with 2 heads? Who else?
They've been messing about, basically, these scientists and stuff, and they've said, look at this we can do. And they're making loads of fish with 2 heads. Actually, they can do it now, and they're saying, that's good, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Alright, play record then.
Yeah, but what do you think?
I think if they can do that to fish, they should try and do it to you, and then at least you'll have 2 brains to work with.
Yeah.
And we might
Arguing. I'd love you arguing with yourself. And you end up just, you're walking on the street, but you're just headbutting each other. Just cracking
imagine
heads
the
in the middle.
squeezing fun you'd have, Rick.
I wouldn't know what to do. I'd bang them together. It'd be like one of those kanakas you used to have at the playground on the string. I'd just whack them together. I hit your head on the window, didn't I, to see what the noise meant today, didn't I?
Just if I had 2 heads, right? Would I be able to sort of do shifts? Do you know what I mean? Say if this is a start or something, they're trying it out with fish and that with 2 heads.
You'd be 2 different people. You can't think like you're one. It doesn't make sense. If you had 2 heads, you'd have 2 brains. You'd have, you know.
Well, that's all right. But say if we did the same job, well, we'd be doing the same job.
Yeah, you could.
So you could say, right, you work through the night.
You'd take it in turns to do your job badly and moan about it. Yes, it'd be fine.
He's giving it some serious thought.
I know, yeah. And so's his other head.
Yeah.
But also, they're saying there's like a fish shortage, and I was wondering whether they're doing like they're trying to make that better. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
they
well,
do
as the head is the bit you throw away, it'd be perfect.
no, but when they do a head count like they do, That's what they do. They do like
They count fish. They get fish. Okay, just end the line. 1, 2. I think you'll find we're 1, sir. Don't answer back.
Rick, I should just point out that I feel...
Don't answer back.
Come on, I think Carl has offered nothing now. I think those educating Rickies were appalling. And the only thing that would redeem the show is if he kisses nipples.
Because of nipple phone in if you want to speak to Carl. If you have a number, call in and try and persuade Carl while this record's up. Well, answer the phone. Answer the phone. Phones are still going mad. Answer one. Just put someone out. Kings of Leon, California, waiting. He was rude. He's so rude to people. They phone up and they say, "Oh, kiss his nipple." And he goes, "Yeah, all right." And he hangs up on them. Answer the phone. Come on air. Answer the phone and be nice to whoever it is. Be nice to them at least.
Putting people on the air.
Hello.
Carl,
Yeah. Speak to Carl.
why don't you speak about that human monkey that was on the other day?
Old news, man. How long have you been